Everybody, so yesterday on the key up, I basically added this thing to save the previous fog density, and then I get the current value from the control. So basically, on the key down, um, you can the control doesn't hasn't changed yet, and then on the key up, it has changed, so you can save it below that. I've done this dozens of times in enterprise environments. I was always bracing for like, oh no, I want you to redo this as like a subscription on RxJS kind of thing, but never ever had a problem with this in a PR where when I was trying to do this keystroke validation. It's something that's very popular and incredibly useful. So I think it just works really well. So that works. So now we have a token, validation token. And so from the validation server, we can get a function for that token. So, oh man, I just realized that we might have tokens. Oh, but this is for just validating fog density. That's fine. In the future, if we were to add something specifically to validation fog density, we would need to come back and fix it here. Um, so I don't know. But for now, we can just get a validation. Eh, let's see. Let's go back. Let's just why make life hard? So validation key up event and invalid positive float. I think I could probably just put this in brackets and then come back over here. It's upset, and I can assage. I like that word a lot. Turn that to that. Is that right? Wait, what's your problem? Validation token. Oh, wrong one. Silly rabbit. Validation token types. So now everybody's happy, and then um, we can uh, do a for loop over that. So I guess we should name that tokens. Validation tokens dot for each. And then we can do this. We can say token, and then we can say token. We can say that it's a validation token. It's a member, and we need to add let is current valid equals false. No, true. So basically, we will only change it if it fails. And then we can say const validation function equals this dot validation service dot get validation function for token, and then we can send it our token. I guess there's really no reason, like the scope of this thing, it's very obvious. We never have to worry about like being confused. That's not a validation token because we're only like a couple lines away. Fine, validation. This is what I do in code all day long. I'll make an excuse on why I don't have to do something, and then like, I think literally my father, who's passed away when I was in my 20s, and I'm in my 50s now, he still steps in and he's like, don't do half-ass, don't be a half-ass. So that always does that. Uh, so now I'm going to take our current value and pass it to the validation function. So I'm just going to say const result equals validation function, and we're passing it the current value. Why didn't that work? Validation function. It takes a string and returns a boolean or result. Cannot vote, which is possibly null. Oh, because sometimes, okay, so let's just say, okay, so if validation function is not equal to null, null. So basically, if the validation function is equal to null, then it's fine, right? Null means that there's no validation for it, so it's fine. So the result. So let's go look at our validation function. I'm actually a little bit nervous now. Go to definition. Yeah, all it's going to do... Oh, okay, because the dictionary may not have something in it, so that's why. What made me nervous was the fact that the validator, the reactive forms validator also returns a null. And I was like, okay, am I confused here? Okay, so now, basically, if the result is false, equal to false, then we are going to say is current valid is equal to false. So as equal to result, that's fine. So basically what we're saying is don't update. So we're by default saying that it's valid. Don't update it, don't change it unless we actually get a negative. If we get another approach we could take is we could actually no. No. So because we want, if it ever is false, that it stays false. It's a one-way gate, so it starts off as true, but if it's ever false, so if we have more than one token, or if we have more than one validator, then and any of them return false, then it flips to toggles to false, and we're done. I do not think you can break out of a for each loop. So if we did like a standard, like for x is equal to I equals pop, or I is equal, whatever. Like if we did a regular for loop, then we could break out of it, but you can't. I don't think you can break out of for each loops. So now, basically, what I want to do is just, I guess, we want to test this, and this is going to be a little tricky. So and that, I mean, the only thing is, well, I like to test things as I go. So I would literally do this normally, but I definitely want to do it if in this situation, because I want to sort of get done with this video so it doesn't go too long. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn our console log on and turn this to L1. So the result was true. The result was false. Okay, so basically, if the keyboard code, keystroke validation code is properly setting the validation. So that's good. And then, so let's go ahead and get rid of these. These console logs tend to stack up and be a real pain in the butt. So basically, the next step will be that, okay, so if it's, if it is current valid. And in general, I do not, I don't really like doing this. I do, and I'll probably change this. Yeah, okay, so we'll just say it like this. We're just going to run some code in here that says in the console log. The next step. Check to see if the previous value was true, was valid. So basically, yeah, we're going to say if it's not, we're going to check that. I guess by default, we're not going to do anything. That's going to be the default. I do like only having one entrance and one exit, two files. Oh, I was going to say something seems so broke, but I guess not. So where are we at? We're at 12 minutes. That's a good amount of time. So we know the marching orders. Basically, we're doing that. If it's not valid, okay, otherwise, then I guess what we should do is we should take this and we're going to move it in here, all this logic. So basically we're here. We're going to check to do this. And so basically the next step will be to check the previous value, which is going to be simple because we already have the function, right? Because, okay, so I am going to move this guy out of there and up to here so that the, oh, that doesn't work. Yeah, so we're going to have to basically do another for loop that's going to look identical to this, so that'll be a good idea to turn this into its own little function that returns a true or false, which will be nice. So we'll run that right here to find out if and that's tomorrow. So basically tomorrow I'm going to take this code and pull it into its own function and then just call it, and then probably call it from right here, and then say if not, validate for tokens, and if it's not, then I will come in here and call again for the previous. Yeah, that'll read real nice too, and that's tomorrow's task. Happy coding, everybody. Bye.